Listening to African Father in America podcast by Javan Okelo, live from Seattle, Washington, USA.
Greetings, beautiful people. My name is Javan Okelo. I am excited to be here with you for another episode of the African Father in America podcast. I am joined here by one of the most incredible artists that Africa has to offer, and this is Arobo. Arobo, go ahead and say hello to our viewers and our listeners.
Yo, what's up, my beautiful people? How you all doing? My name is Ali Etale. That's my government name, and my stage name is Aroboy. Born and raised in a beautiful ghetto called Huruma, in the heart of Nairobi, Kenya. So yeah, that's me, and I'm so happy to be here. Looking forward for a great conversation. Simon, thank you for having me. Of course, I'm so happy to be here to share some good vibrations with my beautiful people who are listening in, who are tuned in to, right now as we speak.
Thank you so much, my brother. We are actually live on YouTube, on Facebook, on X, Twitter, on LinkedIn, and also on AMP. AMP is a new app that Amazon just launched recently, where you can play all kinds of music from dancehall to Afrobeat to reggae. Any kind of music that you play on Amazon Music is also on AMP. So if you're in the US, you should let me know if you want to download AMP. It's still new, and they're rolling it out slowly, but I'm one of the people that are currently trying it out. So if you want to check it out, let me know. But our conversation is going to be grounded on a proverb that is coming all the way from Swaziland. I'm going to put it on my screen here. The proverb says that a bird is caught by its wings and a man by his tongue. That is our proverb for the day. And one more time, for those who are just joining us, the proverb is from Swaziland. It says that a bird is caught by his wings, a man by his tongue. And this proverb teaches us to be mindful about our words. Words can destroy and words can also build. I have 3 nuggets of wisdom that I'm going to share around this proverb, and then I'm going to invite Aroboy to also share his thoughts on this proverb. The first nugget of wisdom says that our words are powerful tools that can be used to build up or to destroy or to tear down. The second nugget of wisdom says that it is important to be mindful of our words and choose them wisely. And then the final nugget of wisdom says that the way we speak with others reflects our inner character. What you say says a lot about you. My brother Aroboy, what do you think about this proverb from Swaziland?
It's a powerful proverb, my brother. I think it's point blank. It's direct. A tongue. When you have a tongue can win you a lot and can make you lose a lot. And so it really explains how powerful a tongue is. You can elevate yourself through this same tongue. So when you use it properly, but at the same time you can still bury yourself with this same tongue. So it's a powerful proverb, and as you said earlier on, yeah, it teaches us to be mindful of what we utter out, what we bring out. Before you say something, weigh it first. Know how it's gonna impact on people. Is it gonna build, or is it gonna break people out there? So yeah, I can say we should be mindful on what we put out there, and and also use this same tongue maybe to elevate you, to share something, to share some positive vibrations.
I love that. We'll talk more about how you elevate people through your music. But now I just want to share a little bit of a story. This is one of my favorite questions that I love asking guests that join me for the African Father in America podcast. By the way, if you're joining for the first time, take a minute and subscribe to the channel, and also leave a comment with your own perspective on today's proverb. This question is really related to what drives you today. But I want you to think about a story, something that happened when you are maybe 8 to 12 years old. For me, when I was 8, I was still living in Kisumu, Kenya, and my mother had a business where she was going to Kisumu, downtown Kisumu, and buying milk and bread in wholesale price and bringing it in a lorry to the ghetto in Manyata, and then she would hire me and a number of other people on bicycles. Then we would distribute it in the ghetto. So everybody had their area, everybody had their zone that, before you go to school, you have to take bread and milk to these people, this person, that person, and then you get a little commission, then you go to school. So my discipline for doing this podcast, for doing Madaraka Festival, for running One Vibe Africa or One Vibe Media, all of it came from the ghetto, and those days when I had to wake up at 2 a.m. To support my mother. I want you to think about a similar story, because you are also an astute businessman. Those who don't know Arrow Boy, he is really one of the most sought after artists in Africa right now. He just concluded an incredible US tour that was super successful. We will talk a lot about that, but take us way back.
Man, your story is so inspiring, and we kind of share a similar journey. Oh, okay. I grew up in an extended family. My dad is a polygamous man. We grew up. I'm born in a family. My dad married two wives. So my mom is like the let me say the young wife, the second wife. We are three in a family. So, but the whole family we are like 15. So it's more like a football team and some reserves. So being in such a family, of course, to stand out, you just have to be, you have to be out there. And I remember that there was a time, I grew up in Uruma, and at some point we went back to Uganda. My mom is a Ugandan also. So we went back to Uganda, because, back in Uruma, things that happen in the ghetto, our parents could not leave us grow from that place, because, the influence was not good. So at some point after I finished my high school, I went to high. I finished my primary levels. I went to high school in Uganda. That's where I started from Form 4 to Form 6. But now my childhood was, I was so active in school, music, dance, and drama, and I was so active in sports. So the music thing, started way back when I was in high school. I was so, I could participate in like every department, be it instruments, singing, choirs. I was like in every department. So during the festivals, I could not be left behind. Back in our family when I was now young, I was a chief entertainer in a family. After lunchtime, I was that kind of a child who was, after we've done, the meal, I step on, maybe I go, I step on the table, dining table, start dancing, making people laugh. So I used to entertain people from way back, and that really has, I carried that on. Um, right now, that's what is making me, feed, what is making me earn a living, entertaining people, connecting with people, making sure that I share the vibe that is within me to people out there. And another interesting story, I used to be so active during, my childhood. There was a time, back in Huruma, where we used to, where I grew up. There were these competitions, promotions. There, when there was I remember it was, what was it? It was an Omo promotion. It was happening back in our in our area. And that time, they brought the balloon competitions. You blow up the balloon. Whoever who blows up the balloon to the extent of it bursting, you win yourself a bicycle. I remember I won a bicycle for my family, and that bicycle really helped us a lot. Yeah. So uh, after high school, we didn't have money back at home, so I could not join the university. So the only way that after joining university, I mean after high school, you don't have money to join a university. Now the parents look up to you. What do you do? Going back to hustle now. So I went to the streets. I remember I worked as a lodge attendant, as a cleaner in a lodge in a place called Isili. And after that, I went to a place called City Market. That's when I used to be a butcher, selling meat, fish at the place called City Market, until my breakthrough in 2018. I was still a butcherman in City Market. So my whole life has been, hustling, and also, trying to push my dreams to the level of bettering my life, making sure that I'm not the same. I'm not that same Arabo who came from the ghetto. So making sure that I hustle, bring something, to myself, make sure that I also help my family, like you. Our families, when you out there, most of our African families, they do depend on, their children. So I'm one of also the children who their parents depend on. So you must have to work hard to also earn a bread to your family too back home. So yeah, so my whole life has been, trying to push, trying to hustle, trying to also inspire youths out there, that it doesn't matter where you come from, still you can pursue your dreams and make it happen.
100%, 100%. Your story is deeply, deeply, deeply inspiring, because a lot of people see you here in the US, especially, touring, going from one city to another, exciting audiences, bringing that, it's called, the inner child, that Harrow boy that was jumping on the table after meals back in the days. You're
Yeah.
bringing it to the venues here in the US, and you're using your talent now to feed your family, to also inspire people like me, inspire other artists, because there are a lot of artists that, my non-profit organization One Vibe Africa works with a lot of upcoming artists, especially in Kisumu and even in Kibera in Nairobi. So they knew that I was going to be having this conversation with you today, so they were very, very excited. But many people really forget about our stories, especially as we grow and we become well known. And I really, really appreciate how you always think about where you came from and use that as the fuel that takes you to the next place. A lot of people were also just watching the US tour that you did recently, that was really successful. I want you to just paint a picture of how it was. Actually, I want to give a shout out to Brenda, who actually made this interview possible. She's one of the people that really, really support me here in the US, also with the Madaraka Festival. So shout out to you, Brenda, and thank you for making this happen. My brother, paint a picture for those who are, for those who missed the tour, so that they never miss it again. And also for those who are back home, they always just see these things as a movie, like Arubo is in the US. How was it? So paint a picture for us, please.
Yeah, first of all, big up to everyone who turned up to my shows, to all the shows arranged, everyone who showed love for my tour while in US. I have an amazing team, man. Big up BK. BK, it's my third time right now in US. But anytime I'm in US, um, the person who makes it happen, the person who she always makes sure that everything flows smoothly. So big up to Brenda. Brenda is my road manager in US. So the tour was amazing. It's not my first time in US, but anytime I pop up in US, I get different vibrations. So this time round it was different. I linked up with a different crowd. I performed to different crowd from what I used to in couple of cities. So these are the people even who don't know Swahili, and 90% of my songs are Swahili. So um, I performed to such crowds, So that was like a plus to me. It's like also pushing music to another dynamics, to other fans, which is amazing. So US, it's a vibe, People, anytime I'm in US, it's good vibrations, energy is different, and of course, Arrow Boy, when it's showtime, is showtime. Big up to Simon. You didn't include me on Madaraka, but hopefully in future we're gonna pull up and mash up. But also big up to you, what you're doing for the culture. That's how it's supposed to be. During the Madaraka festival, we saw everything. How you guys were really, you know, pushing this thing. How organized you were. So that's how it's supposed to be. Like let's continue pushing the culture. Of course, anytime I'm in US, I learn. It's like a learning curve for me. I can say it's a learning curve for me. We've started small, and I've embraced that. I'm not doing like big venues, but that's how it starts. Sometimes people back at home, they don't hawaelewi, they don't really understand what really is performing in place like US. Sometimes you have to start small. All these big artists that you've seen fill the arenas, man, they really started small and to reach where they are. So for me, it has been like a journey, and I'm growing with my fans. I'm growing with I'm trying to also um, touch on new fan base that had not even listened to interacted with my music. So I'm getting a chance also to push my music to a different crowd, and I'm really loving it because it's really helping me grow my brand. And slowly I'm gonna build it brick by brick. So yeah, hopefully in some few years to come, we're mashing up in big arenas.
It will happen. It will happen.
Yes.
I think it's inevitable because, for me, I feel that it's about relationships, and
Yes.
also it's about being a visionary. I feel like you're a big visionary. Many people don't see the hard work that goes on behind the scene. So I really, for me, I applaud you because I know what it takes to even do a tour of Kenya only, But here you are, you left your businesses behind, your family, you took the risks, you built a team, and you did basically a self-sponsored tour. And for me, I'm just loyal. You can count me in. You can count me in for the future initiatives. As long as BK says, okay, Simon, this is what we want you to do, I'll be there. And also in regards to Madaraka, you can just consider yourself a part of the team that is going to be making Madaraka grow, because similar to what you're saying, Madaraka Festival was built brick by brick. Brick by brick. From 2014 is when we did the first one. We've struggled, we've succeeded, but the idea is to stay consistent and never give up. Because we are building it for our children and our children's children. So I really deeply appreciate you. I want you to talk to us about maybe one of your new songs that is really exciting for you, that you want to speak to our audience about, or another upcoming tour. Talk to us about a project that anybody who is watching right now, you can send them to either buy and support you. Tell people who are watching how they can specifically go and support Arrow Boy right now.
Yeah, so thank you so much. So, Arrow, you can support him through, of course, streaming his music. My music is all on all the platforms, all the DSPs. So simply just search Arrow, and be part of the family. I'm also on Instagram, Arrow, also Twitter, Arrowboy KE, TikTok, Arrowboy. I'm also Facebook, Arrowboy. So link me up on those platforms, but most importantly, subscribe to all the channels that you're getting the music from. That's like our house. That's where we're gonna meet, and share the vibe through my music.
Thank you. If you're just joining us, my special guest is Arrow Boy. He's joining us all the way from Nairobi, Kenya, and we've been talking a lot about his recent tour here in the US. We talked about his journey as an artist and how he came from a very humble beginning to what he's currently doing. And if you're just joining us, make sure you subscribe to his channel, his YouTube channel. Make sure you stream his music across all the music streaming platforms. And we are coming towards the end of our time together with my brother Arrowboy. So I want to create for you space, Arrowboy. Speak about something that I haven't asked you, something that is really in your heart that you want to make sure that you share with the people who are watching our conversation today.
Yeah, so yeah, as I was sorry, there were some technical issues, but I was telling you guys, I dropped a couple of projects. We have EP with Nadia Mkami called Love and Vibes. I dropped I'm a piano vibe called Bele. Um, you know, Kenya, we've not done a lot of Amapiano, so I said, no, why not? Let me jump on this wave and see how it goes. And the response was good. So, Bele or Stroke Locato, one of also the tunes that I love so much. I also introduced an artist called Dola Tariq. I came from a family where I totally I root for lifting others. We rise by lifting others. Um, I was given this platform. There's a light on me, a spotlight on me. So I've always wanted to share this light with with others around me. So I started with an artist called Iyani. He's doing great. I'm happy. He can also put a bread. He can earn something through music, and of which he came, through Tembe record label, which is owned by, I'm also part of the owners of the record label. We're now pushing an artist called Dola Tariq. He went viral through his freestyle on, called Pasa Pasa, and when you listen to that guy, he has some, inspiring story. He comes from a disadvantaged, family, but he still has not given up. He's sharing, the moments through music. So we said, why not? Why not? Why can't I also share this light with this up and coming, artist? So Dola Tariq is one name to watch for. We dropped his first single called Pasa Pasa. Make sure you also go check him out. And of course, upcoming projects have an EP loading right now as we speak, dropping in few months to come. So watch out for my EP, which is dropping very soon. And maybe after the EP, we storm the UK. So I want to push also my music to the UK because I believe nobody is people right now, they have a lot going on in their lives. So if you don't push this music to where they are, it's gonna be difficult also for us to break some doors, some barriers. So um, next on, it's UK EP. We also taking it to the UK. That's another sound that a complete different sound that I'm targeting. also to try also maybe get our music out there. So Arrow Boy everywhere on all the platforms. So make sure you link up. DM me, I'll DM back. Follow me, I'll follow back.
Excellent,
Yeah.
brother. Excellent. Man, I just thank you for your humility and, the experiences that you have could actually benefit me a lot, as a festival producer. We have 2 more minutes, If you are my advisor for the growth of Madaraka Festival, what would you tell me?
Already, Simon, you're doing it right, man. The experience you have already on the road, it's. I think it's yielding fruit. So let's keep pushing the culture. Right now our friends from West Africa, they tried it and it's happening. So what I can say, it's unity. Don't leave anyone behind. In every city where you go or where you're planning to uh, to take the vibe, to take the festival. Make sure you link up with the people on the ground. Of course, you are Simon, you're in Seattle. You might not know what's happening in other cities. So there are people also who run, who run the cities out there. So don't leave anyone behind, because all this can happen when we join hands. Also back at home, we here, anything you need back at home, you can also holler, maybe find out who's doing what, and what we can also do, what forces can we how can we bind the forces to make it big. So, and another thing, yeah, let's keep it also go push Kenya, as much as we, it's an African affair. Also, I won't also be ashamed to say let's push our Kenyan vibe, man. Kenya has got some wonderful vibe. So yeah, but all in all, what you're doing, man, keep doing whatever you're doing. Madaraka, one vibe. That's one child that we should treasure, because already it has shown us that it can happen. So let's not temper with that child. That's a wonderful child who's gonna help us tomorrow, because a child in Africa is also a child for the whole society. This is our child. I'm gonna also contribute. I'm gonna be there. Look out for this child. Protect him by all costs, by all means. So yeah.
You just did, by being here, by, just creating the time for this is a huge contribution. And you just won me personally as a fan and also as a brother. I'll stay loyal. So thank you again. This meant a lot to our viewers. My guest today was Arrow Boy, the original Arrow Boy, dancehall sensation from Kenya. You should watch this episode from the beginning and really learn his incredible story and the hard work he puts him in to bring him to where he is, where now we are just talking about the tour that he just finished. We talked about the EP that he's putting out with Nadia Mukami. He's also working on a second EP. He's working on his UK tour. So go ahead and make sure you subscribe to his channel. Make sure you go to his social media platforms and support. I deeply appreciate you all for taking the time. My brother Arrow Boy, peace and love. Thank you again so much.
Thank you for having me, Simon.
Excellent. Stay on after we wrap this up.
African father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. African father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon.